Welcome back to another Spurs film study, where today we're going to look at a brand new play that San Antonio has integrated into their system since returning from the All-Star break. Though Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, and Greg Popovich have all been officially rolled out for the rest of the season during this time frame, the Silver and Black have miraculously managed to produce the second best offense in the NBA since they first introduced this set on February 26th against the Houston Rockets. It may not be the sole reason the shorthanded Spurs have been able to breathe new life into their offense and go on their first 3-game winning streak in over 4 months, but the optionality and player movement of this play truly captures the essence of how San Antonio has scored in bunches without their stars and legendary head coach leading the charge. So let's take a closer look. This set begins with some shuffle action, which starts with the point guard advancing the ball to the left wing and filling the closest corner. That player then swings it to the top of the key, where the ball is immediately passed to the right wing. While this is happening, the player on the left wing receives a slice screen from the big man at the left elbow to cut through the paint and into the right corner. After that, the player at the top of the key will follow his pass to set a ghost screen on the right wing for the ball handler to induce a switch. And finally, the big man will turn around and set a wide pin down for the point guard who initially brought the ball up the court, which can result in a clean jumper, or in this case, flow into an empty side pick and roll where the point guard can hunt a mismatch in the two-man game. This time, San Antonio opens their matchup against the Sacramento Kings with the exact same shuffle ghost wide set piece, and because Kessler Edwards gets caught on the screen from Bismack Biyombo, Najee Marshall is left to defend 2 men at once, opening up the pocket pass for Fox to hit his center in stride for a slam. Mitch Johnson often calls this play multiple times a game, and while the Spurs walk away empty-handed here, this possession is an excellent example of how perfect execution of the set yields a wide open 3 when everyone does their job right. Okay, so what happens when the best defense in the league has nearly flawless coverage of this play? Why don't we freeze once Stephon Castle leaves his feet on this empty side pick and roll? Even with Isaiah Hartenstein and Cason Wallace taking Biyombo out of the equation, and Lou Dort and Jalen Williams close enough to disrupt or pick off a pass to Chris Paul or Devin Vassell, Castle still has one last option. Because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sank too deep into the paint as the low man to potentially provide help for Biyombo on the roll, Harrison Barnes is all alone in the opposite corner. And since the ball can always travel faster than a human can, a well-placed cross-court skip pass hits HB in his shooting pocket for a clean trifecta. The versatility of this set really shined on this sequence in their latest tilt against the Knicks. Swinging the ball around the horn with the initial shuffle action lulls the strong side defenders to sleep, while the off-ball movement holds the attention of the weak side helpers. And altogether, this allows Blake Wesley to use the lack of communication from New York on the ghost screen to catch Cameron Payne flat-footed as he streaks to the basket for an uncontested layup. San Antonio continued getting creative, adding a new wrinkle to this play later in the second quarter. Rather than Mamukelashvili setting a ghost screen for Blake on the right wing, he joins Jeremy Sochan to set staggered wide screens for Castle before flipping angles to get into some empty double drag action on the left side of the court. While that doesn't create much, the continued player movement and weak side pin down for Harrison Barnes cracks the Knicks' defense, manufacturing a driving lane for Barnes to attack Karl-Anthony Towns, which leaves Sochan unattended in the dunker spot for a little dump-off pass that ends in a rim rocker. There are certainly a lot of moving parts, and it's easy to see how combining these actions occupies defenders and sows enough confusion to generate efficient offense, even for an understaffed Spurs roster.